receiver Jamar Chase are off the board, which seems to mean they're putting all their eggs in the basket for Tua. So, Acho, are the Dolphins smart building around Tua?
Genius, man. I think that in the NFL, success is very simple. Quarterback, head coach, what's that combination like? Tom Brady, Bruce Arians, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. What is that head coaching and quarterback combination like? Are they both talented? Are they both skilled at their jobs? Brian Flores, we know, is top tier. Like Brian Flores could have been in that coach of the year conversation very early on. Remember, we go from looking at the Dolphins last year to where the Dolphins were this year and how competent they looked in the first 10, 12 weeks of the season. We were like, wow, phenomenal job. But then you look at the quarterback and Tua. You judge a quarterback collectively, typically. Now, you can look at them both. How are you individually? But how are you as a team? 6-3 as a starter. It's better than the Justin Herberts of the world as far as winning percentage, clearly better than the Joe Burrows of the world, better than the Jalen Hurtses of the world. And Jordan Love, he didn't even get off the bench last year. So 6-3 as a starter, 11-5 touchdown interception ratio. Pretty solid. 64% completion percentage, right at league average. So Tua, you were great in college, and I'm not a believer that college quarterbacks forget how to play quarterback when they get to the NFL. I don't subscribe to that theory. I believe that college quarterbacks go to the NFL and how's their head coach, how's their offensive coordinator, do they have talent around them? So if Tua, you were the most efficient quarterback the game of football has ever seen at the college level, you've shown competency in the NFL level. You have an incredibly talented and competent head coach. Build around Tua and see how far you can get.
You said it, but you didn't say it with your chest. Like, you said it like you part of this organization. Like, well, if someone is available, did one of those quarterbacks drop, then they may snatch him up. I'm going to say with my chest, yes, it's smart to build around Tua. What the hell are we doing? Listen to this sentence, and this is a sentence that should have impact, especially if you're a Dolphins fan. You're talking about a quarterback who was a franchise quarterback in terms of pick, number 5 overall, who wins twice as many games in his rookie year as Peyton Manning did while playing 7 fewer games than that same Peyton Manning. And y'all want to question his it factor? What's wrong with y'all? This is a situation where it's not just about his individual talent, not just about the team's collective talent. It's about the situation and circumstances he falls himself into. Look at this situation, Miami. Do you trust the Miami Dolphins organization? You talked about Brian Flores. I love Brian Flores. But even Brian Flores had to change things around, dust some things off in this Miami Dolphins organization. Don't forget, not too far gone from... You know what? I don't think Ryan Tannehill's a good quarterback. Who told us that? The Miami Dolphins. And what did Ryan Tannehill do? Just go to Tennessee, improve his quarterback rating by 25 points the next year, and find himself in the AFC Championship game. I don't trust the Miami Dolphins. I trust the situation right now as it's growing, and I'm really going to trust it if they allow Tua to grow in that situation. But this is crazy. The Miami Dolphins since 2000, when I played against them twice a year in the AFC East, have only made the playoffs 4 times since 2000. Huh? Where they do that at? We're talking about a team with 4 winning seasons in the last 17 years. 22 different starting quarterbacks in 21 years. And there was question marks about Tua as a franchise quarterback until he shows me he's not one. You best believe that he is one.
I like that. Oh, now let's go beneath the surface because
you want to bring in Greg right now? Okay. What you want to do? What you want to do, Acho? You the Emmy Award winning.
Let me make my point.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's go beneath the surface, right? Because the bigger reason why the Dolphins should truly stick to Tua is because if you want to win a Super Bowl, you better have one of 2 things. A quarterback named Tom Brady or a quarterback on a rookie deal. If you want to win a Super Bowl, the last 9 Super Bowl winners, quarterbacks named Tom Brady or a quarterback on a rookie deal outside of Peyton Manning. 9 Super Bowl champs, 4 rookie deal, 4 named Tom Brady.
Nick Foles.
And 1, Carson Wentz was on his rookie deal. So with that being said,
he didn't win no Super Bowl.
Carson Wentz was on a rookie deal. Joe Flacco, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Carson Wentz, Nick Foles. So with that being said, if you got the Dolphins and Tua is your quarterback, then if you really want to win a Super Bowl, you really got 1 of 2 options. Can you get Tom Brady? No, that's not going to happen. So you better keep Tua because he's on his rookie deal. And if the ultimate goal is to win a Super Bowl, that's where your options are. All right. Well, let's bring in NFL analyst and former Dolphins receiver, Greg Jennings. So, Greg, the Dolphins smart building around Tua.
Yeah, man, you ain't have to add that former dog. I mean,
hey, I didn't know you played for Miami. That's your Jacksonville years.
Hey, Marcellus, when you play long, you have some archive files that you just push away.
I'm looking up
you just push them away. but they should absolutely build around Tua. This is smart. When you think about any successful quarterback, any successful being, they have pieces around them. You guys mesh together because you have the support system of one another and the team around you to protect the producers. Everybody plays a huge role. When you look at the Miami Dolphins last year, Tua Tagovailoa went to a situation where there was some uncertainty, specifically on the offensive side of the ball. Brian Flores, as brilliant as he's been, his focus was establishing the culture and really solidifying that defense. Now his focus is shifted to that offense and understanding what do we need on this offensive side. So you bring in a guy like Jacoby Brissett, a veteran leader who can really nurture a guy like Tua Tagovailoa, a running back that's a veteran leader in Malcolm Brown. You support him from the inside out. You're going to protect him. Now you have to acquire assets that are going to be on the field, healthy, and contributing right away that ultimately will allow Tua to go into that huddle and believe that he is in charge and allow what we've all seen. Andre, you talked about it in college. He is not falling off from what we saw a couple years ago. And let's not forget, he's coming off an injury going into his rookie season. So our expectation of these rookie quarterbacks, and specifically for Tua, should never have been for him to just come out the gates sprinting and winning the race. No, he has to take time. He had that last year, the offseason. All of these things played a huge role. I think this year you build around him, put guys in position to where he's successful and that they are successful as a whole organization and specifically an offensive unit.
Thank you for bringing up the hip injury. Good Lord. Like, we give people a pass with the ACL injury. It's going to take them 2 years to respond and come back as who they were. But we look at this, which is as severe as an ACL. You're talking about a hip injury, and he comes back off the surgery with no offseason, no preseason. He's a rookie. He goes to Miami, which historically, especially of late, has not been the greatest of franchise to a quarterback. And all of a sudden, we expect magic from him. Instead, we were over there benching him every other game for Fitzmagic, and that wasn't helping his growth. The belief in him will help him realize his full potential and bring the Dolphins along for the ride. A rising tide will lift all boats, and that's what Tua will do this year with an off season, with him not just doing virtual training, but actually getting his hands dirty with this program in terms of philosophy, going out there with the confidence of a second-year player as the light turns green in your head and the game slows down. So thank you, Greg, and I'm going to go back to you because that Miami year, I get it, it happens. But Lord, your passing, your receiving stats are like running back numbers in one game. So the point is, Greg,
we're not going there.
Hey, Derrick Henry had them yards in a half before in your whole year. But the point is, Greg, bring up in terms of the continuity and the growth for him what you expect.
Hey, Greg, don't even acknowledge Marcellus. Right. He on one, bro. All he done in his whole show is take shots and then expect you to answer the question.
Derrick Henry second quarter.
You, your mama and them, your kids, and then be like, but Greg,
I'm just going to focus. I'm just going to focus on the question. I expect him to take a huge jump this year. And the reason why is what you said, Marcellus. Yeah. He was getting benched every other game for mistakes and not being able to actually run the offense the way that it was expected to be run or what have you. But as a parent who understands kids are going to make mistakes, we sometimes get in the way and hinder their growth process because we want them to make the mistakes that we're wanting them to make instead of allowing them to make their own mistakes, and they will learn a lot quicker. It will accelerate that experience level and allow them to see what they did wrong, know that they decided to do it, and grow from it. It's the same with Tua. If you leave him in there and let him figure it out, even if it looks ugly, let him figure it out. And when you get in there on Monday, he's going to watch the film and he's going to be real with himself, and so is the coaching staff. And you grow that way with a young quarterback. That is your future and franchise player.
Man, let him make his own mistakes. Let him go out there and figure it out. I love that. They let you play them 16 games, too. They let you figure it out, Greg. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't work. All right, coming up, Odell Beckham Jr. I love you, Greg. You know that. I had 0 sacks my last 2 years, so chill. OB.